Hey, it's Dr. Goodman, the orthodontist. If you're receiving this video, it means that either you or your child, more likely, is either finished with orthodontic treatment and just got a retainer, or is on the verge of finishing and will soon be getting a retainer. And I want to talk to you a little bit about this whole concept of retainers, teeth shifting, how long do you have to wear a retainer, because it's pretty complex. And I have to admit, I think orthodontists, including myself, maybe haven't done a great job of messaging this over the years. Sometimes people get intimidated and they say, what, they have to wear a retainer for the rest of their life? And I think you have to think about this in a few ways. First of all, it is quite difficult and perhaps even impractical to keep the teeth in this precise post-treatment alignment. Not impossible, you just have to wear the retainer on a consistent basis indefinitely. Now, what happens is a lot of patients start to slip up. They maybe miss a night here or there, miss a few nights. People are human. It's hard. Even my own wife has to remind me to take my medicine every day. Did you take your pill? So I'm not perfect myself. But here's the thing. For the teeth to revert back considerably requires more than just a slip up of a few days. It requires weeks and then months of not wearing the retainer. Now, how do people get to that? I'm going to assume that your child or you are not completely delinquent where you're going to just throw the retainer out and say, this is stupid, I'm not wearing this. What happens is patients go without wearing the retainer for maybe several days to a week, maybe over a summer, maybe even over a weekend, and the teeth still look fine, but the retainer is going to be tight because it's very unforgiving. It fits so well. And when that happens, it's painful, and then the patient is apt to remove it at night, not wear it as much, and then, of course, it compounds the problem. And so at that critical moment, the patient may not either call the orthodontist or tell their parent and look in the mirror. The teeth look okay the next day, the next week. Nobody really notices the tiny changes that are occurring. And until it gets to a critical point where the teeth are noticeably crooked. And so here's the missing link in this equation. I don't expect you to check your child's retainer on a daily basis. But if you ask if they're wearing it, just ask to check it every so often. I know kids and teenagers can be a little surly and get out of my room. I'm wearing it. Just ask to see it on the teeth. It should blend in with the teeth. If it's hanging off the teeth, if it doesn't look like it's fitting well, if they don't produce the retainer, you call us. Because here's the key point. If the retainer isn't fitting comfortably any longer, at that point, it's not about trying to jam it in and realign the teeth. It's about considering to get a new retainer, accepting the minor regression that has occurred before it gets much worse. That will be comfortable and easy to wear. Now, I promise I'm not looking to try to get business from selling repeat retainers as teeth shift. But think about it this way. If somebody were to lose 50 pounds and then they went after the weight loss, they did a good job. But if I told you that a year later, they might have gained 3 pounds back, you would be like, oh, that's nothing, of course. Well, that's how it can get with the teeth. The problem is if the teeth shift ever so slightly, the retainer will hurt. And that's the key point. So you've got to tell your child to be honest, or if it's you, that's the patient, you've got to be honest with yourself and with me and say, hey, you know what? My retainer's not fitting anymore. Sometimes I get patients I haven't seen for 5 years and their teeth are noticeably crooked. And they say to me, I don't know, I was really wearing it well, but then I don't know, I don't remember, but somehow it stopped fitting and then I couldn't wear it anymore. So I couldn't wear it because your retainer stopped fitting. Well, I hope now you know why the retainer stopped fitting. And when that happened, that's when they had to call the orthodontist. So I don't want to belabor the point. I hope you get this, and please feel free to respond with any questions you may have. Bye-bye.